So if you watched the last video and you're thinking you should be getting into video for your business, then stay tuned, because there are some basics you'll want to follow instead of thinking to yourself, well, why don't I just use a smartphone? Hi, I'm Nigel Main. I'm the founder of Sales Exchange. And before I get started, I just want to say that I have included links below to all the points I'm going to cover, just in case you want to do some more research. So, I promise you, if you want to stand out from your competition, then you're going to want to get the right kit for the right reasons. So, don't forget, I probably don't need to tell you, but don't forget, everything you buy is a revenue expense, even if it is camera gear. So you can write off the whole lot against tax and put the kit on your fixed asset register. So I know you know that, but you know. So I want to impress upon you how important it is to achieve what they call cinematic quality footage to sell and promote your business. We both know it's all about first impressions. Put it this way. If you plan to be in business in a few years' time, you'll be wanting an additional strategy to stand out from the crowd. And our opinion, video is it. I think in a way though, video isn't for everybody, because we both know not everyone will bite the bullet. Not everyone's up for it. But it's one of those things, unless you've got a better idea about keeping ahead of the curve, and more importantly, keeping ahead of your competition, then we might as well just get into it. This isn't about a video comparing camera solutions or anything like that. I'm simply going to talk about what we bought for our business and why we thought these choices were the right ones. The kit we bought, we did it because it was the most cost-effective and highly featured and versatile kit we wanted to get our hands on. Start with the cameras. What we chose were Panasonic, and it's called GH5. But we got these cameras because we could shoot in different formats up to 4K, so we've got really good resolution. And there are a variety of different film speeds and slow motion, and something called Vlog, which enables us to customize the way that we can color our videos when they're being edited. And so we can color match them to different cameras. So if, for example, we wanted to shoot stuff on our actual cameras and an iPhone and drone, we could make sure that all the colouring looked the same, and also create a style for our business, like a colouring style for our business. We're not just talking black and white here. So filming formats, there's different formats that are available, and we're using what's called Micro Four Thirds. It's to do with the sensor size, and it affects the size and cost of the lenses. But the Panasonic GH5 got just brilliant reviews as a brilliant all-rounder for photos and for videos. Secondly, there's something called a terminology called B-roll, which means using like supplemental photos and video. This is B-roll. It's used when you want to cut to another scene or activity, but you still want the person being interviewed or whoever's talking to keep talking. So when it comes to this footage, you can use your own video footage using your own cameras, as we're doing here, or use something like an iPhone or an action camera or a drone. But for us, we wanted to use identical cameras and lenses so we could shoot interviews with two camera angles like we're doing now, and just makes the video more engaging. As far as lenses, well, initially we got two identical short zoom lenses. This meant that we could set the cameras up and lenses up at the same time without worrying too much about settings or the dimensions of the rooms that we were in, so we could zoom in and out. So then, if you look at lighting, so we got a couple of these LED lights called Aperture 120 lights, and they can stay on all day. We got different various lighting modifiers, like these kind of soft lighting domes and honeycomb grids, so you can angle the light on the talent or the person that you're filming. I also wanted to do some green screen work, and so initially we got some LED strip lights from B&Q, but not realising that they flicker. So the camera can pick it up, but our eye can't. So we ended up getting some proper filming LED lights to work with lighting the background, but I'll get into more of that in video number 5. So because we use the cameras for headshots with background drops as well, we've got some flash guns. And they're called Godox, but again, they're not expensive, they're cheap. But by doing this, it all kind of adds to the usefulness of the camera gear that you've got. So it's also worthwhile investing in light measurement kit. So we've got a meter that can be used for flash photography, daylight photography, and video photography. It's called a Seconic light meter. And we've got some colour checkers as well that help make sure you've got the colour balance right, so you haven't got people looking too red or anything like that. And it all adds to improving what you're doing. Then there's a thing called grip gear, or to you and me, camera and light stands or tripods. I mean, everyone needs some standard gear, but we've got a heavyweight tripod which we use for the slide. In other areas we use tripods which are just, it's one of those necessary things that you've got to have. And you either have different stands that will hold reflectors and the like, but it's all about getting the right light. And then you've got gimbals or stabilizers, and I think for me, this really gets really interesting. So you can imagine the difference between a wobbly hand shot versus some kind of buttery smooth action if you've got this stabilizer. If you're following someone walking, or you're walking into an office, and you're able to deliver this best looking experience. And this is where we're talking about cinematic quality. And you then got sliders or dollies, when you're looking at kind of a more intentional or orchestrated movement. I mean, dolly is moving in and out, and trucking is moving left and right. But it's all about how you can film someone coming into focus or going out of focus, and using these sliders. I mean, they're a great investment. And we're using one here. If I look at it over here, and this is a slider. It's moving backwards and forwards, and it's all automatic. It just works in conjunction with an iPhone. So we've got all the operation here. So if you're using it in terms of products, you can zoom in or zoom out. You've then got transitions from looking at one video take, one camera angle, to another. So the thing is that what do your customers think? Well, they look at it and go, oh, that looks smart. I mean, even with cranes and jibs, you've got the ability of having a camera angle from low to high. And so as a managing director, you're not going to be doing this. But your staff are. And for the sake of a few £100 here and there, you can get yourself all this kit. They can go off and use it. And you're outputting some of the best quality looking video that's not been done on an iPhone. Then there's sound. I mean, we've got a specific sound recorder which is called a Zoom H6, and you can plug microphones into it. But up to, I think it's about 4 microphones you can plug into it, plus an adapter that you can record directly. But you've got different microphones. Shotgun mics you use outdoors because it cuts out the noise behind. We've got boom mics and wireless mics and indoor mics for what we're doing right now, which are called pencil mics. But the whole point of this is, whether you're doing filming like this or you're recording a podcast, it's absolutely worth saying that using microphones, good microphones and good sound, is essential. I think at the end of the day, if you look at what you use on cameras have small microphones, but they're only meant to synchronise with the good quality sound that you're producing, and especially if you're using multiple cameras. But sound is really, really important, because, I mean, we've all watched a rubbish video before, but you only persevere with that rubbish video if the sound quality is okay. If the sound quality is really bad, you'll switch it off. And that's why radio is so engaging. It conjures up lots of things to, what are they saying and doing? So get great microphones. It'll save you so much time, especially in the post bit, the editing bit. But as business owners, CEOs, directors, and so on, we've invested so much in our businesses today. And then to map that same commitment and desire to making our business look great on video can only be a good thing. So really, I think at the end of the day, I mean, only you can decide if it's worth it for you. For me, always I'll say it is. It's my company. I want my business to look the best it can be whenever someone looks at it. And you just never know when that's going to be. So anyway, that's all for this episode. I hope you found it helpful. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.